So as you can see, my car isn't with me right now. It's still at Car Bar with Josh and it still has a few more things to do. I think it has another week to go. But in the meantime, I'm focusing my attention back onto this front bumper. More specifically, the front lip. So the last time I tried installing that Zenki lip onto this Koki bumper, I had some trouble getting it to fit correctly all the way. Mainly this corner was a little bit too short, so you really have to just basically stretch it and make it fit. So basically I took off the bumper and now I'm trying to redo things and kind of optimize it a little bit more. And to do so here's the lip right now, and I've been spending the past 3 hours or so carefully dremeling and sanding down this corner right here on the back side of the lip on both sides. So what I'm basically doing is beveling and insetting a rectangular shape here. That's because originally up here there was just a stub, and that wasn't a very secure mounting point, and I didn't really feel comfortable about that. So now with this inset in place, I had the special M6 fastener made for me. So this thing's basically just an M6 bolt at the top, but at the base is a very flat piece of rectangular metal that I had welded on. So now things should start making sense because that inset right here is where this fastener is going to sit in. So everything here is pretty much set. I spent a good amount of time shaping down this fastener itself to get the base to fit inside better. So now all I have to do is basically epoxy this thing down to it, and it should be a much more secure and stable mounting point back here on this corner, and ultimately will allow me to stretch the lip a little bit better. Last week I met up with Grant from Battle Garage and picked up a set of SQ Engineering billet one-piece velocity stacks. These are 70 millimeters. And I gave these all a quick polish by hand so they're nice and shiny. And you can see how the top of it has a nice parabolic dome shape, so it's properly engineered. Really nice, can't wait to throw these things in. Here's that M6 fastener all epoxied on. I have a C-clamp over it to let it dry and set into place overnight. Time to switch things up and show you something a little bit different. Just received this package from the faraway lands of Sweden. So this is actually not going to be for my A86. It's going to be for that G-Wagen that you guys sometimes see in the background just parked there. But let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what's inside. Here we have a fully rebuilt and serviced injector pump for my diesel. This is straight from Dieselmeken in Sweden, and this has a 7.5 millimeter upgraded element, which means it will put the engine to around the 300 horsepower neighborhood. So if you guys are familiar with diesels, and more specifically the Mercedes turbo diesels, these Dieselmeken upgraded injector pumps are pretty much the #1 way to get more power. And this is a fully mechanical pump, so there's no electronics to it. And Dieselmeken was cool enough to send me some Swedish swag. Got this cool shirt, and check out these hot glasses. I'm gonna be stunning these for sure. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and put this pump back into the box and then put the box onto the shelf until sometime in the future when I'm ready to start tackling that G-Wagen. Alright, so as you can see, I'm not actually in the garage or anywhere near it. I'm actually in my own apartment. And I came home today to this nice package. So inside this box are my new fuel lines for the 3rd time. So as you guys know, I already redid them once myself. They changed them up to the black ones. But unfortunately when I did so, there was something faulty with the hose ends. So the built-in seal or O-ring inside the swivel on the hose ends was leaking. So every time you flex on it when there's fuel pressure, it started leaking fuel out. So that was definitely no bueno. So in the effort of saving time and making sure that there's no more problems, I decided to go all out with these new lines. So let me go ahead and get this box opened up because I'm actually pretty excited myself to see what these new lines look like. So do you guys want to see me unbox it, or should I just cut to it? I'll just cut to it. Okay, these lines are definitely no joke. So right off the bat, let me know if you notice something about them. Just check out how flexible this line is. Hold on, let me take this one into the light. These new lines are from Brown & Miller Racing, and if that name is familiar to you, then you already know what's up. So Brown & Miller Racing basically does all the lines for NASCAR, and these are super high-end lines. And again, you can see how the construction is aramid fiber. It's all Teflon inside. It's super flexible, way more flexible than the stainless steel braided stuff. And then the hose ends themselves are machine crimped on. And at the last minute, I favored to go with this blue and gold colorway because I thought it would be kind of unique with this dark gray / black hose. So this fuel line in particular has two 90-degree hose ends, which means you have to be really specific in the way you clock it. And to help make that easier, one end is a fixed crimp-on hose end, so it's completely static. But the other end is a crimp-on swivel 90-degree. So that makes it really easy to clock the entire assembly. But yeah, these are my new Brown & Miller Teflon fuel lines. Alright, so after epoxying on this M6 bolt or stud or whatever you want to call it to the lip, I then went ahead and covered the top side with a few layers of fiberglass. So that's what I did yesterday, and it's all cured and dried now. So I think with the combination of the epoxy and this top side layer of fiberglass, I think this will be a very sturdy mounting point. Hopefully this thing won't rip off. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and give this top layer a quick sand to kind of smooth things down a little bit. Got this new OEM decal that I picked up for the side of the car. It's the Koki model GTS decal. It says GTS twin cam 16 valve, and it goes kind of right above the side skirts, right by the rear fenders. Looks pretty cool. Best part is this thing's actually OEM. You can see how it's made by some Japanese company. And in my inventory, I also have this reproduction GTS side decal. You see how it's kind of similar? So for this reproduction decal, they actually did a pretty good job in terms of the accuracy and mimicking the OEM one. But of course, I'm gonna go with the OEM one for the car. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. It's another week. So actually, my A86 is not back yet, as you can kind of tell. Just me and Boo right now. It's got another, what you call it, another month, or not another month. It has about another week to go before it's done. And today actually was the first time in a long time that I actually got to sleep in, which was half and half nice. Ironically, I don't think I like it because I actually feel more tired than I usually do. I think I got about like 9 hours of sleep or something like that, which was, it felt cool in the beginning, but then now for some reason I'm actually kind of tired. But anyway, I'm not here to talk to you about sleep. I do want to show you something, kind of a tangent, but I got something really cool for the G-Wagen yesterday. So let me pop over and show you what that is. I do still need to make a video on this G-Wagen. Give me a couple more weeks or maybe another week, and hopefully I'll have that fleshed out for you, and I can kind of explain over my plans and such for this bad boy. But in the meantime, let me show you that part I got. These doors are sick. They feel like vault doors. This is the baby. This is what I picked up. It is a iron transmission for the G-Wagen. Not sure if you can see that too well, but this thing is extremely rare. I had to pay a pretty penny for it, but I'm even lucky that I found it. But luckily the G-Wagen community here in the Bay Area is actually kind of strong. So one of the members hooked me up big time for sure. He sourced this and he fully rebuilt it on the inside. So it's all good to go. And the reason why this transmission is so special is because manual transmission G-Wagons in general are pretty rare to begin with. And this one is a 5-speed. However, all the manual transmissions on production G-Wagons, they don't have that iron box transmission. They instead have a aluminum G-Track transmission, like this one over here. Well, you can't really see it, but basically all the aluminum G-Track transmissions, they are not that, they're kind of like a weak point to the G-Wagen itself. I mean, they work great in sedans and cars, but when you put them into like a really heavy truck, like the G-Wagen, they tend to break down a lot faster than usual. And when they do break down, they're extremely hard to rebuild. So that's why when you can find a manual iron box transmission like I did, that thing's worth gold because it's super beefy and it's actually made to apply with the G-Wagen much, much better. For example, the synchros inside are all iron gears, which is extremely cool. Normally they're brass. And of course, the casing is all iron too. And they come in this nice baby puke green color, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm stoked about that. I'll talk more about this G-Wagen in its own video soon. But until then, I guess it's back to the garage. And I think I'm just gonna finish up on the lip or something because there's not a whole lot for me to do right now. So it kind of sucks, I'm kind of bored. But I'm over here kind of sanding the fiberglass parts of this lip down. So once that is smooth, I'm gonna get out of here and go home. But yeah, I think the A86 is getting there. It's making a lot of progress. We're almost to the end, guys, so stick with me. I can't wait to drive that thing. Man, it's been too long. And going back to the transmission again, the cool thing is I actually had Mike a viewer of Corner Balance come over just recently. He picked up a few parts that I sold him for the A86, and he gave me a hand to load up that transmission into the G-Wagen, which is just my pseudo storage box in my driveway at the moment. So thanks again, Mike, for buying the A86 parts and for helping me load that 100-pound transmission into the truck. By the way, if you guys want this hoodie, I actually picked this up from Fernando, the guy who sold me the A86. Afterwards, I found out that he had a little clothing company. It's kind of like jiu-jitsu oriented. It's pretty cool. Pretty nice hoodie, really well made. It says Create, so go look that up if you want one. Pretty nice. Let's see what I got in the mail. Okay, nothing cool. And another reason why the Iron Box 5-speed transmission is so rare and a good commodity to get is because the Iron Box transmission was only offered in the Wolf G-Wagons, which are the military style G-Wagons. And they're also offering those transporter vans overseas, which are also diesel. So the guy that I bought my transmission from, he had to spend months to find it. He has people all over Europe constantly searching for them. So he had to look through, like, you know, Germany, Netherlands, Scandinavia, Russia. I think mine actually came from Russia. So bottom line is they're very hard to find. I think there's probably under 20 of these transmissions in the United States, period. But anyway, enough of me kind of going on the tangent for the G-Wagen. Again, I'll get to the video hopefully really soon. Definitely big plans for that thing. And in the meantime, the goal is to get this cardboard box stuffed into this damn trash can and also finish that A86. Once I get it back, then we should be good to go. So thanks for watching, guys.